Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Barton Power Sports, Sportsman's Warehouse, and Best Care Home Services.
Hey, good Saturday morning as we wrap up today's show on this special November the 25th Thanksgiving weekend show. And what a show it's been. And, we've rolled along through 12 the most notable females out there in the outdoor industry, and number 13 is sitting right here in the studio with us, Stacy Walker. And Stacy, you've listened to all of this. It's been fun, right?
Absolutely. It's very encouraging to see that, we women are really embracing and going after what we love, and that's the outdoors.
Well, I appreciate Stacy coming all the way from Savannah, Tennessee to sit in with us on this Saturday morning. Always appreciate Frank Barton, not just being a show sponsor, but his friends over the years, and look forward in December. Well, I will be broadcasting live from the duck blind. But first, things have got to happen on some other ones. But I'm looking for, where we're going to be? Are we going to be in the Lansing Bottoms that day, you think?
We're going to be where I can find ducks.
All right. Okay.
That is the most.
That's a wise choice.
That is the most successful advice I can give to a duck hunter.
Okay.
Go where you can find ducks.
Okay. Well, I hope I'll be appropriately dressed in warmth, because that I like to be comfortable in my clothing.
I know one thing. You don't want to be cold.
I don't want to be cold.
No.
And I'm sitting here today with my Prime 1 camo, which I love these things because it feels so good to put them on, And I got my Prime 1 camo hat. I am a walking advertisement. I think I could be in NASCAR, because they got, buttons all over them. I would be filled with buttons.
But you know what's so great about the Prime 1 shirts are...
If you had one on, I wouldn't see you right now.
Well, they have cuffs on their sleeves so they don't hang all over. It's
one
of the only shirts that have cuffs.
Yeah, I can
love them.
Okay, I love them too. All right. Hey, what better way to close out the store? The store. This feels like I need to go to the store. I only do that when there's a chance of a 1-inch blizzard in Memphis, and that's when I go to the store. But, hey, what a way to close it out with two ladies that I've known for a long time. Both of them supporters of Outdoors with Larry Ray. I don't know, Katie Mitchell. I've never met Katie personally, but, we have talked so many times, and I'm going to get up and see that museum, take my wife up there, and see what's going on at Bay.
I heard it was incredible.
Yeah, at Bass Pro Shop, she is 20 years at least, I know, is communication.
That's being kind, Larry, 20 years.
Well, I'm just saying, I'm not even going to go into it, but what the changes
are. I'm only 16 years old.
You're only 16. I read about you when I was a kid, and I'm 74, so let's don't get into that. But two ladies that really know each other. Jill Rohrbach has been part of this show, has been on many of our Gaston's trip. I don't know. She's probably written more about Arkansas than anybody. If there's a little link in there, it's because I'm from God's country. And finally on this show right now, we can both say that we all like to eat. Right, Ron?
Absolutely, we all like
and
to eat.
This lady,
and we eat well.
I can't wait to get up to Fayetteville in that area because I'd like to.
There's a new restaurant in that area.
Oh, really? I didn't know.
I understand.
I didn't know that.
Boca.
Yeah.
We just opened a second one, yeah.
They got two now. Boca 2.
We have 2.
Yeah, and so I can't wait to be up, and that is our good friend Jill Rohrbach. So ladies, you know the routine as we've gone through this show with some of the, have we had fun on this, and closing it out with Katie and Jill. Let's ask Katie, who has been part of the Bass Pro team, she said, for a long time, and what an amazing evolution of this wonderful idea that Johnny Morris came up with a long time ago, and our good friend Bill Dance and all of that team. And Katie, I don't know how you do what you do, but let's talk about what did Katie Mitchell want to be when she was growing up?
Well, a long ways away from what I'm doing today.
That's what I thought. So what is it?
But I wouldn't have traded anything for the experience I've had the last 22 years and counting with Bass Pro Shops. But I was a typical little girl. I wanted to be the ballerina, the movie star.
Yeah.
And my mama wanted me to be a country singer, and then I actually toyed with the idea of wanting to be a missionary.
Yes.
And then somehow I fell in love with the outdoors, and now I'm spreading the gospel of the outdoors and conservation through Bass Pro Shops. So in a way, I think I am living out my childhood dream.
Well, there's no doubt about it, and you just told how many years now, so we know you said you were 12, and one of Johnny Morris's first hires, and so who most inspired your career? I know that it's got to be somebody that maybe you look back on now and say, well, now that you've thought about it, who inspired Katie Mitchell's career?
I actually have to go back to my mother.
Yes.
She was the one who, first of all, helped introduce me to the outdoors. My grandfather took me for walks in the woods and ponds and pointed out critters and markings and scat and just everything I didn't understand then but fell in love with.
Scat. We've never mentioned scat on this show in our life.
Well, you have now.
I have now. That's the way to go. Way to go, Katie. The scat. All right. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But then it was my mother who took me actually fishing, and through that,
Wow.
that taught me patience and perseverance, and we did it the old-fashioned way, a little bamboo pole and a red and white bobber and a hook, and I had to go out and dig worms, and I did kind of feel badly about drowning worms, but I got over that, But as far as in getting me, I think I was born talking, so there was never any problem there, but she did push me to. I wasn't, believe it or not, incredibly shy, and she would push me out front to make hair appointments for and answer the telephone at home. I didn't want to do that. Little did I know then that she was being my very first inspiration and training me for the path that I would settle on for a career in communications and public relations.
Wow, and that kind of fits in. That fits in with today's show. I mean, when you think about it, what was your mom's name? Is she still living, or?
Mother has passed on.
Yeah.
Her name was Frances Irene, known as Irene, and known as Mommy to me.
Okay,
but
right.
Throughout the career, Larry, I've had wonderful mentors. I've got to give a shout out to Larry Whiteley, Randy Vance, who first got me into the position here, and then obviously. What's inspired me to stay? What's inspired me? Somebody asked me the other day, why have you stayed 20 years?
Yeah.
Number one, why wouldn't I? And it's all because of Johnny Morris.
That's
it's all
it.
because of Johnny Morris.
Yeah, and I know that there's 1,000 Johnny Morris stories you could tell, but being your commission, we will not share them. But
I'm saving it for the book.
Saving it. There ought to be a book from you because anybody knows them ground up. I mean, look back 22 years ago. So why do you love what you're doing then?
I think because I do believe in the company, I believe in the mission, I believe in Mr. Morris and what his passion is, and that is, simply to help people love and enjoy, and then obviously conserve the outdoors. I mean, without the conservation, and so many people are not aware of the role that our sportsmen and women, the hunters, the anglers, even just any outdoors enthusiast plays in conserving the outdoors. And we have got to continue preaching this, spreading the word, as I like to say, to the younger generation, so we can grow them up to be conservation stewards. What do I love about what I'm doing? Everything. Meeting people, that see a Bass Pro Shop store for the first time when they walk in, and we cut the ribbon and the doors open, and we introduce new audiences, and their mouths drop. And I'll never forget one of the stores, and this guy just got off work. He grabbed his little toddler, about 3 or 4, he was about 3 or 4 years old, grabbed him by the hand, had about 1.5-year-old on his carrying him on his shoulder. They walked in, and it was a perfect photo moment. All 3 of their mouths dropped open, and it just sums up everything. It's the reaction of the people. It's helping them have fun and create memories, outdoor traditions, to last a lifetime.
Well, I know when we're talking to Katie Mitchell, and I won't say how long she's been working, but she told us anyway, so I guess we'll let everybody know. 22 years in the communications part at Bass Pro's corporate public relations at Bass Pro, and I know that you and I'm sure Jill will say the same. What are you thankful for at this holiday season?
Well, obviously, I'm thankful for the parents that I had that instilled in me a work ethic, respect, an appreciation for the outdoors, for other people, to always be kind. Hats off. We just passed Veterans Day in November. We always think of our veterans. My father was a member of the Greatest Generation, and so I'm very, very thankful to all servicemen and women, active and retired, our veterans, that made the pledge to protect and defend, and continuing and doing that today. God bless our defenders.
Yes.
Thankful for the opportunity to work where I work, be able to have the freedom to work where I work and do what I do, and help to have a positive impact on people. We just recently opened our new Johnny Morris Wonders of Wildlife Museum and Aquarium, a place that should be on everybody's bucket list.
It's on mine.
It is a gift. It is a gift, a legacy from Mr. Morris to the conservation world and to the sportsmen and women that have made it possible, for us to have an outdoors. And it's something that everyone has got to get to Springfield, Missouri to see. It's
amazing, and I know
every weekend we're exceeding expectations on attendance, and it is definitely Wonders of Wildlife. It's definitely puts the wow in wow.
Well, I'm going to wow it out there when I can get there, and I know that one of the Bass Pro things that really impresses me is, my gosh, y'all have got organized. I mean, when Santa's coming. When Santa's coming before he knows. I mean, he's at.
I think we set his schedule.
I think he's everywhere. And you guys take that, and you mentioned to me yesterday when we talked that the Santa thing is one of the biggest things that you guys do when you have that extended several weeks.
Well, we're already well into Santa's Wonderland. It's a magical transformation inside every Bass Pro Shops in the United States and Canada too, for that matter. But it's just a time. We love Christmas. Nobody does it better than Bass Pro Shops.
No.
We still say Merry Christmas. Fun, free family events, spreading holiday magic, free photos with Santa. It just doesn't get any better than Christmas at Bass Pro Shops.
No, and it doesn't. And I know that the other lady on the line, Jill Rohrbach, has been in a few Bass Pro Shops in her career. And Jill, thank you for being with us and being on with Katie. I know that she's the part owner of Baca Italian Eatery. Now they got two of them up in the Fayetteville area. And I know that, and so many times writing for the Arkansas Department of Tourism, whatever it might be. Good morning, Jill, and let's talk a little bit about what did Jill Rohrbach want to do when she was growing up?
Well, I didn't know what I wanted to do until my junior year of high school. And then I'd say I lucked into it by my own misfortune.
Oh, how's that?
I had always been on the cheer team or the dance team.
Oh, I knew that.
In high school.
Yeah.
But my junior year, I tried out for cheerleader, and I didn't make it.
Oh.
And when you're in high school, you think that's a real big deal, right?
Yeah.
But my cheer sponsor, she said, go get involved in something else. There's lots of other school activities.
Yeah.
And she specifically pointed me to journalism.
There you go.
So, I joined the newspaper staff, and I'm so thankful for not making cheerleader because that set my path in life.
It's hard to be a cheerleader in the outdoors. I mean, go out there, but you've done so much in that. So,
I'm a cheerleader for the outdoors.
There you go, a cheerleader.
I get to write about it and help people understand how important it is, and I'm just thankful for that. I mean, if that disappointment hadn't have happened, I don't know where I'd be.
Well, I know that's a crushing thing. So who most inspired you then in your career?
I would say it started with my high school journalism teacher,
go.
Julie Harrod.
Yeah.
She was the real deal. She didn't just have to have the class, as a teacher. She had experience in journalism, and she took it on. And we even had our principal got fired my senior year, and
oh man, you go from missing the cheerleader team and your principal gets fired. Well,
and the students walked out, and it was a big story, right? I got to firsthand see how journalism works, and so I'm lucky that I had all of that, and I had her to really teach me the responsibility of journalism and how you handle those things and write about them. So she gave me that solid foundation.
Well, I know that.
And from then it went to I worked for the Morning News, and my first editor there, Jim Morris, he really taught me how to write well.
Springdale, Arkansas Morning News, right?
That's right.
All right.
That's right.
You know, not the Dallas Morning News. I'm just going to make sure because
Oh yeah.
that was my goal
Yep.
in life, to work for the Dallas Morning News. I should have moved to Springfield. I could have worked for the Morning News. It would have been a lot better job in Springdale. We're talking to Jill Rohrbach, and so Jill, I don't know how many stories you've written over the years, and I got to ask you this. We don't have a lot of time, but and you've written them so well for the Arkansas Travel. You have put certain things on the map just by what you've written. So I'm saying, what do you love about what you do?
I think it's hands down the education I get.
Yeah.
You know, I get to educate myself about things going on, whether it's elk hunting and why we do it and where you can do it and,
Yes.
you know, what's going on with the Arkansas elk herd and the experiences I get to have in the process.
Well, you've had a few experiences. I don't want to go into those. That's probably for another show. You've probably, at least you haven't been headbutted by a bull like Keith Sutton. You know,
That's
a
right.
buffalo. What an experience! And our
That was
right
quite
now,
an experience for him.
yeah,
But,
and
you know, I've been rappelling and caving and camping.
you
and
have
at the
repelling.
Buffalo National River, or talking to somebody about trout unlimited conservation projects, or, you know, one of my favorites, fishing at Gaston's White River Resort.
Yes, you do. You do that well. I can tell you that, and you're on our list for next year. So, as we close out, what are you thankful for on this Thanksgiving weekend? What is Jill Rohrbach thankful for?
Well, family's always number one.
Yes.
I'm thankful for my family, and they're so supportive of what I do because I do travel quite a bit, and
Yeah.
I'm gone some, and I have kids, so very thankful for them. From a job standpoint, I'm thankful for all the wonderful people I get to meet.
Oh yeah.
I have interviewed people who are very passionate about what they do, and when you're around those types of people, it's inspiring and it's infectious. It makes you want to work harder, and certainly to tell their stories the best that you can. And so I'm just thankful to have the opportunity to meet so many people. And that includes you guys, by the way.
Well, thank you, Jill, and I know that. And Katie, I know as we close out here, any closing thoughts from you about as we go into these holiday seasons from the Bass Pro Shop? I know that Johnny Morris is, and I relate a lot of Johnny to Bill Dance because they're almost twins, you know, in the way their passion for the outdoors, and they don't mind. You don't see Johnny wearing tux too many times.
No.
But so, any closing thoughts from you, Katie?
Well, I just think that Johnny would wish everybody a wonderful Christmas and to remember, you know, to get outdoors. I think it's important to be kind one to another. You know, the world is getting to a place that it's just important to remember to be kind. And, lots of great things to do, memories to make. And, hey, you know, your favorite place to shop, you need some more camo. I kind of know a guy. So, get out to your Bass Pro Shops, but more importantly, get outdoors with your family, with your friends. Introduce someone new to the outdoors.
All
Pass it
right,
on.
that's great. What about you, Jill?
Yeah, I can't beat that. Katie's got it right. Be kind and go outside and walk off that turkey dinner. You know, find
There
a
you
good place
go.
to go hiking or
Yeah.
take the family with you. And Katie, your museum's on my list to do over the holidays. Hope to see you.
Awesome.
All right. Well, thank you, both of y'all, for being on Outdoors with Larry Ray. We'll stay in touch.
Thank you.
Great show.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Larry.
Thank y'all. We'll talk to you. All right.
Okay.
All right. Before we get out of here, any closing comments from our panel here? Frank, have you enjoyed the show?
It's been a great show.
Yeah, what did you enjoy the most about it? What did you like? Is something that came out that you will remember? I know there's a lot, but I've got to ask you. I know you're a Kim Rohde fan.
Well, yeah, but I like the ladies that have been on the show, and the common theme about what they were thankful for.
Yes,
and
family.
Yeah,
if you saw, and a lot of them wanted to be vets.
that was like four of them.
Four of them wanted to be vets.
Wanted to be vets growing up, so I thought that was all kind of. that was pretty interesting.
What about you, Stacy? I appreciate you coming all the way over from Hardin County, Tennessee. I know the wagon, the road's pretty rough coming that way, but
it wasn't bad at all. I was happy to do it.
So, any remembrance from this 90 minutes?
I was just really impressed with, the whole feeling that I have with these women, as far as we were all kind of driven by the same thing. We grew up with it. It's something that was passionate. I was thankful that my father exposed me to it.
Yes.
I think it's taken for granted that it's only, I was the first kid. My daddy took me hunting, and fishing, and so I'm thankful for that. That women like me and like the women we had on today were exposed to that at a young age and have carried it out through the rest of their life.
Yes.
It's a blessing.
Take a kid. And Ron, I know that you're fishing rodeos and things along that line. What do you take from today's show?
I will tell you, Larry, first of all, very impressed with how all of these ladies love the outdoors and their passion for the outdoors, and to encourage more to get involved with the outdoors. And I have to tell you, we do need that. It's great to get
yes,
more people involved in the outdoors, especially the younger generation.
Yeah.
And all of these ladies do a wonderful job in promoting the outdoors, and it's so encouraging. Makes me thankful for what I do today.
Yeah, you're a long way from the Delta, California, and I know that for sure. And hey, I couldn't do it without Mr. Settles over there. Thank you, Stuart,
Boy,
filling in. He pushed the button today. He's worn out over there, and everything. And I am too. Thank all of y'all for being in the studio, taking part in this. Appreciate you, Frank, going out to the Barton Power Sports. While he's going duck hunting, the stores are still open, right? You don't close the stores.
No, they check in with me regularly.
They check in with you. Yeah. Thank you, Stacy. Prime One Camo, that website is?
Prime1camo.com. And if you use the code HERO1, you can get 20% off.
Hero1, and we'll post that
number
on.
one.
The Hero1, number one. And,
I'll be there today.
Ron, you got too many things on your mind, but okay, I want to remind all you listeners that on the December the 16th, I will be in the duck blind with Frank Barton and all the gang, reporting live out there in the duck blind.
We may have a special guest with us that morning, too.
Okay, and so the first Saturday in December, I will be in the studio with Dave Gabbert and Gene Smith. Already got some guests lined up, taking your calls. So that's next Saturday show in the studio, probably. But December the 16th, definitely in the duck blind. How's that?
That's absolutely correct.
Okay.
And hopefully we'll have ducks.
You'll find ducks.
I'll find ducks.
Let's get out of here. Thank all of y'all. I know we went long today. Thanks to Intercom Radio. Thanks for all the show sponsors. This is Larry Ray reminding you to do each and every week. It doesn't cost an extra cent to be a good sport. And God bless the USA.